for me. How's it hanging? How's it happening? You guys always, this is Kevin from the Chord Progression Podcast. The podcast Rolling Stone magazine describes as the one that initiates the proud discussions with rock and metal artists, allowing fans to cover the career workflow of the favorite musicians and understand the factors that make the band succeed or fall from fame. We are also sponsored by Dark Fusion Systems, the best for your custom computing needs. Get $100 off your entire business code CODE at darkfusionsystems.com/podcast below. But let's go to our feature presentation. The fourth artist to ever be a part of the Five Timers Club here at the Chord Progression Podcast is RoZY. Yes, Zoe, Molly, Brandon, Eris are back on the podcast for a fifth time with their brand new EP Welcome Show coming out on August 22nd. We catch up with RoZY, see what's happened over the past year and a half. We hear about the insane story of Zoe's broken pinky that, honestly, if you take a look at their stuff online, has a lot of insanity behind it. You're going to want to go check it out. Beyond that, though, we dive into this EP, and we stick with two songs specifically, In the Middle and Sweetheart, and we show exactly why these songs show not only more expanded sound from RoZY, but where this band can really go in the future. Are you guys ready? Let's go! Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of the Chord Progression Podcast. We have to take a look back and think that there have only been a couple of artists that have been on this podcast 5 times. Count it 5 times. We've had Jonathan Norris of Kingdom Collapse. We've had Megalyn Rose of GFM and her own solo project. We've also had Joey Arena from the band Outlier. They've all been on 5 times. Those are the only 3. And today, that list grows by 1. We've had this band on multiple times. We've been watching them grow ever since, and they have a brand new EP coming out on August 22nd called Welcome to the Show, and I'm so glad to have them back. So please welcome back for the 5th time, Zoe, Molly, Brandon, Aris from RoZY to the podcast. So welcome back, everybody. I still can't believe 5 times. How the hell does that happen? 5 times in the span of 5 years. What?
Right? Crazy.
System like that.
Hey, that's us. You know what?
That sucks.
That sucks. Oh God, it means I'm getting old.
Us too. Us too.
You're still in the prime of your youth. I'm the one that's starting to expire at this point. They're gonna have to put me in a home at some point in the next couple of years.
Oh no.
But overall, it's been a while since we've seen you on the podcast. How are you all doing? How is life going? Because I think it's been about a year and a half since your last episode. So, how's it going, everybody?
Going good. Going good. Still trying to be consistent, you know. We got the same members as last time.
That's important. And yeah, man, just still grinding it out, trying to make new music and meet as many people as we can and go as far as we can out, to go play shows.
Well, that's got to be, that's a dream. That's the goal. And I think the last time we had you on was early in the year in 2024. So let's take a look back there and where we are now. So what has happened with the band from the last couple of years? Let's go since the Crybaby EP back on Valentine's Day in 2024, because I believe that was the last time we had you on.
Yeah.
Ooh,
A lot.
No, that was February. Yeah, that was Valentine's Day. Yeah, February 14th.
Yeah.
We went on our first tour run. We toured with a band called Liliac. We did their southern part of the run, which that was crazy.
Yeah. A really good learning experience.
Yeah.
That was our first one.
Mhm.
And we bought a bus.
We bought a school bus.
That was fun.
We renovated it on Memorial Day and then spent 4 or 5 months renovating it fully.
I think it was
Pretty much.
Yeah, it was 6 months.
Well, I feel like we didn't finish it, but we were still taking it places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We took
Took
it
it to California.
to California. And we played. Oh wait, no. We took it to California. And we played at the Whiskey a Go Go. Our first time playing at the Whiskey a Go Go.
Yeah.
Cool.
I broke my pinky on said bus.
Yes.
In Albuquerque.
In Albuquerque, yeah,
Albuquerque.
that's right. We were recording a song and I did that, and then we played in San Diego. We went back and played in San Diego for the World Surf League's female surfing competition, which is called the Supergirl Surf Pro.
That was cool.
That was amazing. Got
We're
to
gonna do.
Eris's hometown.
We're gonna do again this year.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
Again.
Yeah, so we went to California 2 times. We've been to Florida 2 times since because we just got back from tour.
Yeah.
Back in June. Yeah.
Back in June. we went to New Mexico twice, right?
Yeah.
And then we've released like what? How many singles? I guess 5.
Yeah, something like that.
Happy Hour Drive, and then the 3 from the EP. Yeah.
It's been busy.
Yeah, we've been busy for sure.
So that is busy as hell, and I've been keeping up with the band too. Don't get me wrong. I've seen the Saga with the school bus, with the RoZY bus. I've seen the videos you guys have put together on renovating it, what you've been trying to do with it. And why not? I mean, buy a school bus, end up creating it in your own image. Yeah, it's going to take some time. Yeah, it's going to take some injuries to get past it, but it's going to be something that's fully going to be created and you're never going to forget it. But at the same time, if you bought the bus and you bought it outright, hey, now you got a travel vehicle that you can stay in at night if you need to. You don't got to try and cram into a 15-passenger van. Plus, as a school bus, you can haul all your shit in there and you're going to still have room to be able to do whatever you need to do on the bus. It absolutely works. I've seen other bands pull it off, and having a bus called the RoZY bus, you're going to see that going down this road and you're going to be like, holy shit, I know them. You're going to start honking the horn. You're going to be trying to wave. You're going to get truckers being like, what the hell? They're going to be going like this, trying to get you to honk the horn instead of the other way around.
Right?
We just got to paint it now.
I know, at this point.
To make it memorable.
We just washed it for the first time. That was a process.
Especially in Texas.
I actually was like, this is fun for like the first like 30, 45 minutes. And then I was like, this freaking sucks.
It's so long.
It took us like a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
We recorded a lot and sat in the shade because I get heat exhaustion really easily. So a little scrubby scrub, and I was like, okay, back in the line.
Yeah, it was a lot, but she's cleaner.
Yeah.
Now we've learned clean
Now we know.
the top,
First.
the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
no.
To be fair, I do think it needed the double wash, but yeah, that probably would have made it a little easier.
Yeah, next time in order to maybe save half the time, go up on the roof with the power washer first and just start going nuts with it and then work your way down. I mean, but to be honest with you, there might be people be like, oh, you guys did wash the wrong way, you should go on top to bottom. Well, you washed your first car, you probably did it wrong too. Because I did the exact same thing my first time around. So, but now I'm like, yeah, you just kind of stick with the top and then you work your way down. But you learn. That's the key. You learn.
Right.
Exactly.
At least there were no broken fingers during the washing of the bus. But yeah, Zoe, how the heck did that happen exactly? How did you break your finger in New Mexico?
So, funny story. Well, I guess to start it off, we played at the Whiskey A Go-Go and we had a recording session in Albuquerque.
That we won.
That we won, yeah, because we did a battle of the bands back in New Mexico last year. Actually, that was another thing we did last year. Won, and the prize was a recording session at one of the studios there. So we played on October 30th. October 30th at the Whiskey A Go-Go. And we were like just gonna wait and then go the next day we were gonna drive the next day because we had a day or two to kill. And we got home from the Whiskey at the hotel we had stayed at, and everybody was just like, you just want to like gun it, shower and then gun it. So we did. We showered, and then we just made the straight drive all the way to New Mexico. We have a fan. His name is Benny. He housed us last time we went to New Mexico. And this time too, he's wonderful. Him and his wife, Jenny, they're wonderful people. And so we went, parked the bus there, and we were going to record in the morning. And we just had like a little quick meeting, blah, 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 that same day. The next morning we go, and we were grabbing stuff out of the bus. And Eris and I were going to check on something in the bus. We kind of got into a little spat. And I was talking to him and I was like, hey, can I just have like a minute to myself? And he was like, fine. And so he walked out. Now, mind you, the bus, it's an old school bus. So you open and close it like this with the little latch, like, you know. But we didn't have the latch connected because we were going to leave the bus and we didn't want anyone breaking in. So our bus driver normally will sometimes like push it with his hand. And so I was so upset with rage. This is where I learned my lesson. I need to chill the heck out. But I was so filled with rage that I slammed the bus like with my hands. And as I was slamming it, a bus door goes like a triangle and then it goes flat, right? It'll go like that.
Accordion.
Yeah.
So when I did that, there's a leather piece in the middle that kind of connects the two pieces of metal together. It caught my pinky and it happened so fast, but I knew I felt the break and I was like, oh my God, my pinky's gonna snap off. So I quickly yanked it back, and when I did, it ripped my finger open. And so like I have like a scar from like halfway, yeah, half my finger was scarred, and I just remember screaming bloody murder. And then
Yeah, she startled me because I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna leave. And I open the door and then she slams it and I just hear this blood curdling scream. And I instantly turn around, kind of like throw the door open, and she's just holding her pinky and
now, mind you,
she's like sitting on the steps. What were you gonna say?
now mind you, I didn't look at it because I knew what it was already gonna look like, or I had an idea, and I will remember things like vividly. So I just remember seeing it, and I just grabbed my hand and did that. So he saw it.
So
Everybody has seen it. Well,
I'm like trying to hold her. I'm like trying to grab paper towels. I'm holding her pinky. I look at it. It is like coming out. It's like split, and there's like just
tissue.
There's just tissue, and it's like I've never seen a part on the human body actually look purple, but it was purple. And she's like, I'm getting hot. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. And so I'm like holding her head and like trying to make sure if she passes out, like I can kind of lay her down. And I'm like trying to do all this stuff. Also get on the phone. And I'm like, Molly, Zoe hurt herself. Get out of here now.
Molly goes, okay. I go, get here now. And
Eris was like, no, like she split her finger open, like it's bleeding. I was like, oh my God. And so I like shut everybody down because everybody's talking. Like,
mind you, I'm supposed to be recording.
Yeah.
I was not in on this.
He was not. They were like, we were upstairs like in the recording thing, and he was in another room with a guy, and then I was in the room with my dad, like setting the drums up, and then Benny, yeah, and then the main dude. And so they're all like chatting or whatever, and I'm like, y'all, something happened, like we have to go. And so I ran down the stairs and out to the thing, and she's like doing this.
Yeah,
I was so hot. And I was like,
everybody,
I literally, because then everybody puddled by the door, and I was like, I'm gonna throw up all over you guys.
Yeah,
like I was so hot.
We're like taking her shoes off and taking her socks off, and Molly's got like
I have like the foam piece that we used to cover the
to insulate the bus.
To insulate the bus, just standing her, and it's like, and it's helping.
It worked. It worked. If she had not done that, I actually would have passed out. Yeah, I was losing so much blood.
I turned on the bus because so we could get like the AC going, and we're all just like, what the frick do we do now?
So Benny is like talking with my dad, trying to figure out which hospital to go to, which was closer. Okay, pause, because here was how you know the Lord was there.
Yes.
Because we're there, right? We met these people. It's the people that own the recording sessions.
Vault Studios.
Yeah, Vault Studios.
And one of the guys comes up and he's like, "Ooh, can I see it?" And I'm like, first off,
a little weird.
It was really weird. But I didn't understand. He goes, "No, I'm an EMT. Let me look at it." So I was like, praise the Lord. So he looks at it. The man wraps it up in gauze and like tape and stuff like that. And he's like, this should get you to where you need to go. He's like, go to this hospital. It's the quickest, blah, blah, blah. And they're really good. So we drove. I'm literally like holding my hand, like shaking. And I'm looking at everybody. And I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. They're like, it's okay. It happens.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we make it to the ER. They're like, do you have insurance? I was like, no. And so they're like, okay, fill this out. And I was like, I'm left-handed, and my left-handed pinky is just jacked up. So Molly had to fill it out for me. We go. I'm not looking at it. The lady unwraps it. First off, she looks at it, and she's like, did one of our people wrap this? And I was like, no, ma'am. And she was like, okay. So she's unwrapping it, and I'm feeling okay. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I'm feeling okay. And she slowly starts to wrap it, and then I feel my heart, my heartbeat pulsing. And I'm like, oh, no. And so she's looking at it, I'm like, is it broken? Like, please just tell me
it's going. Bad?
Yeah, I was like, is it bad? And mind you, my sister came in with me because I was like, I need someone to come in with me. My poor sister, bro. She goes, they're like, yeah, I think you're going to need an x-ray. We'll have to check to see because it might be crushed. And we're like, okay. So she goes, I think you should I'm going to let Eris come in here instead.
I was like, I can't handle this. If I'm being honest. If this we get a shot in there.
I get subbed in.
So, yeah, so then the lady comes, she takes my x-ray, she's like, how's your day? And I was like,
not good.
She does my x-ray, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I end up having to go back to the lady. And I hate stitches, I hate needles. I ripped my middle finger open one time, and I ripped off the skin so they would just glue it back. That's how much I don't like needles.
Years ago. Yeah.
And she was like, oh no, you're gonna need stitches. Like, you're gonna need them. And I was like, okay. So they're like, but we need to numb you first. And I'm like,
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie, it looked pretty gnarly because it was like a pretty long needle, and Zoe's like,
I didn't look, mind you, I didn't look at any of this stuff happening. Even when the lady was talking to me, I literally was like,
and she's like, how? She's like to me, like, how is it? And I'm like,
how bad is it?
yeah, let's. Yeah.
So she puts the stuff on it to numb it, doesn't work. So she actually has to inject it like 3 times. I'm screaming bloody murder. This poor man, I'm so grateful for him.
My poor hand's getting squeezed, but she made it through.
I made it through.
It was pretty gnarly. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, stitches for an itty bitty little pinky.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "What do you do for like? What's your job?" And I was like, "I'm a guitar player." She goes, "No pressure."
Yeah.
And she
like,
left-handed or right-handed, and I was like, "I'm left-handed." And she's like, "Oh, okay." She goes, "I would strongly recommend when you get to home, have a physician look at it."
A hand specialist.
Hand specialist, that's what it was. Thank you. And yeah, then I ended up being allergic to the medication they gave me.
Oh my god, that was another situation.
I thought I was allergic to, or it was the
that
next
one
day.
pissed me off because I was scared.
I know.
I was alone with her, and I was like, "Why are you red and bumpy?"
Dude,
I was like, "What is wrong?" I was like, "What do I do if you start choking, dude?
Mind
What
you,
do I do?"
We like, go ahead, Miss.
I was saying Molly has a phobia of choking.
Dude, I
I
can't
poked in
not.
front of her, and I almost like died. And poor thing,
And then she's allergic. I was like, dude, this is the worst.
Yeah.
But shout out to Benny because she was like, also Benny was like an EMT.
Benny was an EMT,
at the
yeah.
time, so he was like guiding and like helping us do
They're
things.
like, go home. They're like, if it starts to like bleed through the gauze, like wrap it up, rewrap it. I got home and it just started bleeding again and bleeding, and it would not stop bleeding. I'm not kidding you, for like an hour and a half.
Almost passed out. I'm not gonna lie, because like I've seen her finger just absolutely mangled. I watched her get stitches and get like the numbing agent or whatever. And then we're in the bathroom, and I don't know if it's like because I could like smell the blood, like I could really smell the iron, but like I'm trying to clean it, and I'm like, oh man. And I've passed out a few times before, and I was like, oh my God, am I really gonna pass out right now? Like, is this really gonna happen? And so thankfully Benny was able to kind of take over. But I was like, I have to step outside. Like I can't. I think I've reached my limit at this point.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. Then I had to go back to the ER while they had to go to the recording session, because I was like, dude, I have to go back. Like, I'm itching. I don't know what's going on. I'm breaking out. And yeah, I come back, and the lady who did my hand, she was like, why are you back? And I was like, girl, could you believe I'm allergic to the damn medicine? She goes, shut up. And I was like, no, I'm so serious. She was like, I'm so sorry. So
Antibiotic.
The antibiotic.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
the antibiotic thing.
Yeah.
But
It was
yeah,
crazy.
psychotic.
We were in good hands the whole time.
Yeah,
so, like,
absolutely.
Thank God. And
So
it could have
grateful.
been worse.
Yeah.
Truly.
And then we had to drive home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we went home.
Yeah.
All right. Throughout this entire story, which is just wild in terms of everything with a mangled pinky when it comes to allergic to medication, there is one question I have in all of this. Brandon, where the hell were you?
I know, fucking right. So when it happened, I was with one of the other guys. He was testing out my tones, so I didn't even know. I was in a separate room across the hall.
Yeah.
And nobody told me anything.
And it was closed off. It was soundproof.
They just
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, we were just running because it was my dad, and then it was the guy because the guy was interested, and then obviously me. I just booked it. I was like, "Frick this!" I think did you have headphones in, or you were just okay? I think you were picking tones or something.
We're just picking tones. We're just going back and forth. He's like, "You like this?" I'm like, let's try this.
Yeah,
and then I kind of noticed it was like eerily quiet, and I was like,
You're like, what's happening?
"Fuck, did everybody go?"
Text, right?
I think
It was a text and a call.
You texted us, or you were like, "Where y'all at?" or something.
Yeah,
We were like,
that.
Zoe
It was
destroyed
so-
her pinky.
Where the
It was
fuck
like
is
trauma.
everybody?
Yeah.
And then the lady, I forget what her name
Her
is.
name.
She comes and she's like,
Yeah.
she's bleeding really bad. And my first thought was like, is someone on their period? Like, she's bleeding really bad.
That's fair.
And I was like, well, maybe
That's
there's
fair.
like who? My mind's not gonna go.
No, that's fair.
No,
No.
that's fair.
That's fair.
And
Her period?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe they have like a dog and they're spotting or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not someone
Like,
dying.
she's bleeding real bad. And I'm like,
Okay.
Okay.
You're like, I didn't see mine, but okay.
yeah.
So funny.
No, but then I think Benny came in and he's like,
Okay.
oh, no. Zoe like hurt her hand. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's get out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. It was crazy.
It was crazy.
It was so emergency mode. Like
It was.
I literally was like, I don't know if she's gonna lose her pinky. Like I don't know what.
bad.
It was bad.
Yeah.
You can't even bend it anymore.
Yeah, well I can bend it like this because even when it was like rehabbing, like I was like, no, I need to be able to play. So as long as I can do this, I'm fine. I can do that, but I can't bend it. Like like how all your fingers will go around? This one will stay. This one
It like
stays
won't
straight.
go.
Yeah, like
It's so funny.
Dang.
like nobody's business right now. It just stays like
Crazy.
But hey, it works. Praise God, and I can still play guitar.
I know.
She did a few shows with the cast.
I did.
Little
Yeah.
protection.
Dude, I still out of like instinct will like to play or I'll sing and I will have my pinky up.
It's just fancy.
It's just fancy. I'm
Yeah.
just fancy with that. I don't know what to tell you,
It's just fancy.
There's gonna come a time where you're gonna have to make a shirt of just your face on like SpongeBob's face and have Patrick going, Zoe, Pinky.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes.
Exactly.
And then it's like, for those who know, and for those who don't, well, go to this podcast. We got a story to share with you.
A good.
Exactly.
But you're not going to go without something crazy happening with being a touring musician with life on the road. And just the best part about that is even though, it's not really a great situation, is you had people around you and you had a band around you and a team around you that was like, even, when you were full of rage and like, I need myself a minute, and that happens, immediately everyone springs into action, whether it's to help you or in Brandon's case, and not know what's going on and still picking tones and be like, okay, I'm full professional mode right here. But you know what? It works. It works.
It does.
And no, Brandon, I'm not giving you shit for that. I'm just saying it's like, you like you said, you had no idea what was going on, and you were just so focused in on, we gotta make this right. We gotta figure out exactly what tone we're trying to go for. And then what the hell's going on?
Yeah, bro. And then he ended up having to play all my parts because I couldn't even play. So
Yeah, we came back the next day.
Yeah.
See, it all worked out in the most weird capacity.
Yes.
It really did.
But while being able to, do a bunch of different shows, not only in California, Florida, of course, all throughout Texas as well, and going throughout the South, compared to where you guys were at the last time we had an episode like this or we recorded like this, you guys have been definitely expanding the reach of where RoZY can go on tour. And that is something that is a really positive thing to behold over the course of the 5 years that we've had you on the podcast. So that's awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Really, that means a lot. Like, and that you've seen us obviously for 5 years. You've watched the journey, so that means a lot that you still continue to just talk with us, catch up and see what's up, and you still got that faith. I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Well, the question that's going to come because you've been playing all throughout the southern part of the United States, and I'm sitting up here in the upper half of a duplex in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, wondering, when the heck is RoZY making it up here?
Listen,
next year.
Yeah, next year we can. Now that we're in a point now where we're trying to kind of do little runs, and the way that I kind of view it is when we go to a place first, it's kind of like a wash or a loss.
Yeah.
Most people, when we went to Florida the first time, we kind of went, we spent all our money, we didn't make a lot of money back, but when we went back this year, it was completely different. We had people coming to our shows, remembering us. So I feel like we go the first time, you know what I mean? Set the scene, get everyone into RoZY up in the Midwest, and then we come back again, capitalize, and just keep running the little circle.
Yeah.
That's not a bad way to look at it. And again, you've already tested that out with a market like Florida, which is further away from, the RoZY home base of Houston, Texas. So by being able to test it out there, you know that it's possible, especially in the Midwest where stuff with heavier music or having a rock and metal background to it is going to have a little bit more of a connective piece to it. Now, would I absolutely love to see you guys come play a show in Milwaukee, Wisconsin? Of course, I've been pushing for it for 5 years. However, I'm not ignorant to the situation where there is a certain city an hour and a half south of me that is the third largest metropolitan area in the United States that tends to take a lot of those shows. Good old Chicago. But, like I said, hour and a half only. It's not that far.
Back. Go! We did 37 hours in the bus.
Actually,
the first run.
Yeah.
We were just straight.
To be fair, the bus only goes like 60 miles an hour.
Nah.
So when we drove to California, we did it in one go where we all kind of like rotated driving responsibilities. So yeah, we drove for 37 hours straight. It was something.
Yes. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was long.
It was long.
Well, yeah, if it's gonna top out at 60 miles an hour, I'm like, I gotta go all Ricky Bobby on that. I'm gonna have my Wonder Bread shirt on. I'm gonna be going, I want to go fast. And get it up to 65.
Are you saying like uphill it only goes like 25?
Oh yeah, I was driving it in I think in New Mexico. Yeah, I think we were in New Mexico, and when you're getting passed by like trucks that are hauling like construction equipment and like construction vehicles, you're like, oh man, I'm really struggling right now. I'm up there and I'm just like, wow, we're really getting gapped right now by all these. This is crazy.
The hazards.
Yes.
Like literally, it's dangerous.
It's very scary.
But
We
it's
are a
cool.
hazard
It's
to everyone around us.
It's the robust. That's how we do it.
Robust.
Well, when it comes to the robust, you guys got to bring it to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, because I know I got a buddy here. His whole entire job is building trucks, and I mean trucks that haul heavy shit or trucks that are used by like your local electric company to fix power lines. I'm pretty sure he could try and figure out how to make that engine work a little bit more efficiently. He might add some kind of things here that might not be the most street legal, but we don't got to let local law enforcement know about that.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about that.
No one's got to know.
Nope, then you guys can go drag race in the bus, try and, maybe race for pink slips and hit the NOS button and just let it fly.
Let it rip.
That would be a dope video.
Freaking the construction roads in Galveston are like a dang roller coaster.
Oh my gosh. I feel like
we're back. It's like 2 a.m. and
2 a.m. literally.
Yeah, and Brandon is just like
he's like we
on the freaking thing.
It's crazy.
It's gnarly. So yeah,
we get you.
That'd be crazy.
Oh man.
Well, I guess the better thing about the Midwest is it's definitely not as mountainy or as hilly. There's a little bit more of a flat type of road that you're going to be on. You're going to see some hills, of course, but it's not going to be anything so super pronounced where the road bus is going to be struggling to get up it and you're going to be passed by major trucks that are hauling large pieces of equipment.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thank God.
We do.
Yeah, so, I mean, maybe I'm piping up the Midwest a little bit. Maybe I'm just trying to get RoZY to come here sooner. Maybe making it more, of a thing that we can get the robust going. But, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
I was saying, what stop should we hit if we're going to head your way? What do you think the route should be?
Ooh, good question. So, I mean, you're going to want to hit some spots before you probably get up towards where I'm at. And I'm trying to think, well, I would say St. Louis would be a spot to definitely hit. If you could hit anything in the Chicago area would be worth it. I mean, maybe it depends upon the route, though. You could go up to Minneapolis, but that's kind of more of an isolated spot, and it would take a while to get back towards, Madison or Milwaukee, Chicago, or down towards, back towards St. Louis. Indianapolis would be a good spot that you could work with. Grand Rapids, Michigan, Detroit, go to Ohio for Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, Louisville, Kentucky. Like that, those are kind of some spots that definitely have much more of a base in the heavier side of music or the rock side of music that I've seen a lot of tours, especially from the rock and metal side. That's especially in the US where they typically thrive into those markets.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I know, right?
Don't we have a homie from the Midwest, Zoe? Who was that guy that we saw? I have his free weed sticker on my phone.
Jack.
Yeah, isn't he from that area?
He is. He's
I am Jack.
Or am I mistaken?
He's in Nebraska. I thought it was Nebraska.
Oh, okay, so I'm mistaken then.
You are mistaken.
It's okay.
Yeah, his stickers. He was like, "You want free weed?" And it was a QR code, and it's
Goes
linked
to
his website. So Eric still has it in his car.
I do.
Hey, that's not bad. Hey, if you need to go to Nebraska, you want to see, you do Omaha, Nebraska. That might be your best bet because it's on the eastern border of the state. So you're not having to drive all the way through Nebraska to get somewhere. You'll have to go through Iowa, but then you might be able to hit the Quad Cities as well because there might be some area around there. That's in the Illinois, Iowa border on the western part of northwestern part of Illinois.
Okay, cool.
Nice. We'll definitely plan.
Bro.
Yeah, we'll have to do something.
Here, bro.
Just throwing out stuff there. But of course, nothing would be complete without some new music from RoZY. And like we said, there's a brand new EP called Welcome to the Show coming out on August 22nd. There are 4 songs on this EP. A number of them have been released as singles, and there's one new one that'll be coming out on release day. So out of the ones that have been released so far, of course, you've been able to see the reception on them. What have you been seeing from fans so far?
I mean, I feel like it's tricky because we've been playing these songs for a while now, and
locally,
locally a while, and so I think all of us are more happy than anything just to actually have it out.
Yeah.
But I think people like it. I think a lot of people say it's a different direction.
Yeah.
A little heavier maybe than especially from Crybaby.
In the Middle though has had the best reception in my opinion.
You think so?
Yeah, because, like, if you come to... Oh, shoot, do I say it out loud, or do you come to the show? Okay.
No.
Well, in the middle when we play it, there's, like, a whole guitar battle. Like, I'm not playing guitar on that song. I'm playing bass. Eris and Brandon are duking it out live. Like, they're playing the guitar parts back and forth live. And so it's an actual guitar battle song with a really cool intro and stuff in it. But, like... So to see people... It's kind of like a Guitar Hero come to life kind of thing, you know? So people watching that, they freaking go... nuts for it. It's probably like the best one that we've had, like a great reception for so far. Yeah.
It's a fun moment for sure.
I would say after really going through it, I can see it being a fun moment because after listening through the EP with In the Middle, when it comes from the songs, I'm going to go specifically on the instrumental side of things. I think that's really where on this EP, the most standout spot from RoZY really is. Again, on the instrumental side. Yes, like you just said, we get the guitar battle in a live setting. And not only do the guitars really pull out what this song really can be and the strength of the song, but the snapping on the drums that Molly ends up using throughout this have such a great drive because they add to that like emotional use and conviction that really allows the melodic vocals in the verses that get set up into the pre-chorus. It allows them to really have that focus in there. And it continues to be that driving force of the song going forward. So when that guitar battle is happening, especially whether it's live or on the recorded version of it, that snap still continues to drive the song forward and still continues to have that energizing piece to it. So I mean, the guitar thing is great, but I'm not trying to sell Molly short here because that is really where I thought the song was thriving on that specific piece.
Molly, she's driving the train.
So nice. That was really sweet. It's funny, like when we play it live, sometimes like I feel like I'm like too much, honestly, because like I guess also too because what I have in my ears, but I feel like because I'm like wailing on the cymbals, and then whenever they switch, I switch parts, but I'm like, is this too much? Like, is this not the vibe for the song? But thank you. That's
stay at 10.
Nice.
Send it.
Thank you.
Just stay at 10 all the time.
That is what we do.
Yeah.
So I definitely thought it was a vibe, but I also want to jump to Sweetheart as well. What has been the reception on that one? Because there's something specific I really want to dive into there, but I want to hear from you guys. What's been the reception on that one so far?
It's been really good. I mean,
It's different.
It's different. I feel like it's a good palate cleanser for people. I feel like this EP is very like cohesive in the sense of like the messages for each of the songs are like, you know, you go through things and you go through life, but like you always like what is it? You're always able to overcome it, you know, whatever you're going through. And like I feel like with that through line, like hearing all the different kind of like tones and flavors and like textures, it's a really like you just keep the ball rolling without people getting like too tired. And I feel like Sweetheart definitely is one of those ones where like if you're not listening before, you're kind of listening to it like what? Because that's kind of the response we've had from a lot of our, you know, fans and people that have just come out. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was like that.
It's like different live, the response, than like online, like digitally, because like online I thought it would do a little better than it did. Not that it did bad, but like live, like when we played that at Warehouse and Rod Ryan saw for the first time, I was like, y'all needed like more of that song. He was like, that song is it, you know.
We played in Tampa, Florida at the Brass Mug recently, and bro, okay. It was crazy because it was like the Brass Mug was probably like our biggest crowd that we had in the Florida run, and these kids, I'm singing. I'm looking around, but I'm singing. And, you know, where it's like, there's a part in the song where it's like, no, no, no.
The pre-chorus.
Bro, yeah, thank you. All of a sudden, we see these kids in a freaking line on the floor. They're rowing.
Bro. They thought we were saying row. And they were all, and the guy was like conducting them.
Yeah, it was
a long line.
It was pretty lit.
So crazy. It was cool, man.
Highlight of tour.
I thought Zoe was gonna out me on that show. I mistriggered the tracks for that song, so we didn't. Because normally, like when we've been playing live, we run everything through Ableton Live. I'll run it all, and we have tracks just to kind of like beef some stuff up, and yeah, we have synth, and Brandon will have like 8 guitars on something, so just to make it all consistent. But I miscued it, so like I had a loop with the click going, so we went through the whole song with no tracks.
It was kind of terrifying, I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, can I hit this?
Dude,
and then
I
was like,
notice.
I was just like,
So funny.
it's such a stressful, because what we end up doing is we set it up where Molly goes like just 4 on the floor kick, and it's got the big intro, the dun dun, right, and then we kind of kick in banana banana. But we were looking for new ideas for the live show, so we said, hey, let's split the room. We'll try to get like a chant battle, so kind of like see who's louder, and then the last one, we'll get everyone to do it, and we'll kick right into the verse on that. And so when we were supposed to kick into the verse, I hit the button, and
it just didn't.
The button didn't button, and we stayed in the loop. And I was like, I have been waiting for this day. I have been waiting for the day that I miscue this, and we have to just sit in whatever it is we're doing.
It was funny.
I will say though, my dad comes to every show, and he was like, oh, that happened?
You didn't even know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so...
And the children were just...
Yeah.
The children were
they had no idea.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Dude, it was so dope.
They were going.
It was
great.
so dope.
They were going.
They did that.
Yeah, but it was great. I think that song has had a great response. Plus, like, I kind of we lost our grandma like a month or 2 ago. And she was a badass woman. And so, like, my new, like, intro for the song is just kind of talking about, like, the strong women in my life, in our life. And how, like, you know, they're sweet, they're a little sassy, but they don't take crap from no one, you know, and they don't, because in the South, you know, oh, sweetheart, like, how cute, you know. So they're like, nah, bro, I don't
It's a good, like, intro into the song. It's really good, yeah.
Well, after that whole entire piece, because that is absolutely nuts, once again, that you got a row pit going, because I thought you were saying row instead of no in Tampa, Florida, but the whole entire piece of the tracks as well, and how that song came out so well, even with that idea behind it, and then with that miscue from the button not buttoning. I'm not going to say it's the miscue on Eris's part, because he buttoned, but the button didn't do its function.
I tried to button, man.
Exactly.
For me, that was the standout song on the EP, clearly. And the reason behind that is because, again, following RoZY for, 5 years at this point, when it comes to listening to the music that you guys have put out, there are certain aspects I've been able to pick up on. And I remember from the Cry EP when listening to One From, like, okay, there's that like anthemic anime drive to it that I'm like, okay, they definitely can expand their sound going forward. And I'm curious to see where they're going to go with it. When Sweetheart starts with that opening sound, it's just pounding on beat, and it creates this classic like rebel rock style that's going to stand out. And I'm like, I pause it right there. I'm like, okay, this is a great start because this is something completely different. But there's gonna need to be more cohesive effort. And I'm just talking from the first 5 seconds of the intro. I'm like, there's be more cohesive effort to work. And in my thought, it was, this is where Zoe's gonna have to shine the brightest on this, because that style is going to really need to have that female-fronted vocal pull out in a rebel rock style. And I'm thinking similar to like Joan Jett here, or someone like that, because the power needs to be on display for this whole entire idea of a song to work. And I just got that from the first 5 seconds of the intro. Zoe, once you started singing, I was just like, yeah, this is exactly what you needed. You could feel in the power, you could feel in the pitch, and it just worked as the rest of the song started to build up continuously, and it still had this rebel rock feel to it. I gotta look exactly how I wrote it because it was something that made me laugh, but it still fits. I wrote as an overall synopsis. Overall, I think this is RoZY's best song on this EP. What we're seeing here is the band filling in with this rebel rock style that has a strong poised piece on the guitars and consistent drumming to keep that life going in the song. But if you want to see Zoe at her utmost power as a vocalist, that female rebel rock power is her thing, and she has the voice for it. She has the power and the conviction in her tone in this and force to get that voice to stand out beyond belief, and it makes so much sense in a song like this. Plus, if you're feeling like an absolute badass biker chick who put a man behind her because she didn't need him no more, yeah, this is the song for you.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Okay, I just
so
want to quickly say, I hope you know, one of my favorite things about watching your podcast is how, like, you word things so beautifully. It's so eloquent and, like, so, like, you really care.
Poetic.
You really, like, yes, it is poetic. Like, you really listen to, like, the songs when you review it. And so, like, I appreciate that. That means a lot. Like, amazing. I know, you're such a real one.
Well, thanks. But you guys put this song together, and the credit goes to you for putting the song together and putting it out there the way you did. And I love the fact that it had a step out in a different direction for RoZY overall. It's not going away from the style or the core that what RoZY is at its absolute center as an art, as a band, as a music, as a sound. But what it's showing here is there's so much more of an expanded range of where you can go, or maybe where you thought you could go before then. So it happened with the previous EP with Crybaby when I heard One for All for the first time. I saw it there. While going through Welcome to the Show as an EP, when I got to Sweetheart, I saw it once again. I can see the expanded idea of sound, and I can see the expanded idea of where you can continue to go with this because of what, not only just on this song, but like especially brought up with In the Middle as well, what Molly's drumming can really do to not only amplify a song, but continue to have that drive going forward. What Brandon and artists can do from just creating a tone and creating a story out of that as well, and having that tonality really pull forward any kind of emotion you need. But man, when I heard those vocals on Sweetheart from Zoe, I'm like, this is that emergence of another, like, the powerful vocals that you really want to see. And there's always been in you at some point in time, but it's just that added power is needed, a different type of sound to really be brought out and really be exposed. And Sweetheart was the one that did it.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you so
awesome.
much.
Yes.
Appreciate
Thank you.
So now when this one continues to get played, I've got a feeling you're going to be seeing a lot of people have that kind of rebel rock feel to it, but I hope more and more people end up starting the row pit for RoZY during that song, because it's not row, it's now row.
RoZY.
Row.
I love that.
We need to make that a
Go
thing.
for RoZY.
Go for RoZY.
I like that.
We
I
need-
like that.
We need to get like Dad or someone. We need our homies to demonstrate it, and then people just jump.
We'll get Devin. We'll get Devin.
Devin.
Bouncers, just like the ones that are chilling, we're just like, listen, bro, when you hear this song, I just
Okay,
go.
dude, the headliner, bro. We'll set it up.
Oh my god.
I will be like, well, yeah, we'll be like, okay, we're
Line
directing airline traffic right here. Everyone down the middle. We need a row.
We need a
Go.
dude.
Go.
Yes.
So silly.
It is silly, but it's the silly things and the fun things that, like you said, end up making those incredible stories that you remember, but it also makes the live show as fun as it can be and brings people back to the point where you can go to a market for the first time. And like you said, it kind of have to feel it out and just kind of plant the seeds for it. So when you go back a second time, people want to come back and see it live. This is where that moment lies. This is where it's going to shine on something like this. So being able to continue to do that is going to be something that people just really connect with. I mean, I'll put it this way. People love the music of Electric Callboy, but if they're going to be playing a show live, that show sells out so fast because it is just that much fun to go to. Those types, and if you can create that moment and people are like, they're going to be coming back and I get to do that again, I get to experience that again, yeah, I'm in. I want that ticket.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I love
That's
that.
our direction.
That's what it
For
is.
sure.
That is what it is. And I'm hoping that more and more people get to hear some of these songs as well. And more and more people that get to help push the band in some further directions as well. I've heard stories from other bands too, just recently on this podcast, where they've just gotten connected with some of the most random people and out of nowhere. And it's like been a huge help for their careers, getting them on certain festivals, getting them on certain bills, just because, you know, there's a sound there that they can just really connect with and they want to show to more people in the world. And I think especially with In the Middle and Sweetheart, you have something that you can show to as many people as possible. And someone's going to be like, hey, we got to add this band to this bill. We got to add this band to this festival. We got to bring them on because the vibe absolutely fits.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, that would be lovely. I hope so.
I know. I'm trying.
That's what we're going for.
So if there's any big biker rallies happening that need a live band to play, get RoZY there because they'll play Sweetheart and those bikers will absolutely fall in love with that style of music.
Yes. Roll up in the bus.
It'll be roll up on a bus, and then if you can convince somebody to have them bring you guys up on stage on motorcycles.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so lit.
Would be so
That would be pretty cool.
Because I'm trying to think if anyone has done that, but I'm not entirely sure. But you know what? It'd be different. It would stand out. And I guess the only thing you have to tell them is please don't do a burnout on stage because...
expensive equipment.
That would be
people.
crazy. We don't need another pinky accident.
Dude.
Please no. Please never again.
Never again.
No, we don't need another pinky accent because we need to make sure when Zoe's singing that she's doing it in a fancy way.
Yes.
Pinkies up.
So as the EP is ready to come out, I know we already asked about the Midwest, but what other specifics does RoZY have going on for the rest of 2025 heading into 2026?
We'll be
We
going
just discussed it.
Going to California.
California. Yeah, so the World Surf League, they invited us back out to play again in San Diego. So we're doing a run up to we'll be doing a run to California and then all the way back home. So we're trying to hit Vegas, or we're trying to hit Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and stuff like that. And then we've got, yes, the EP's releasing. And we're really just doubling down on the whole, like, visual aspect of RoZY,
Yeah.
you know?
I think we need to like get back on our RoZY like
Hole.
yeah, keep writing and stuff.
Yeah, we
Like,
went
Gotta be hermits for a little bit.
Yeah.
we went really hard on just like getting the music out because it had been written and we have a few songs. Like I think we already know what the next release will be at the beginning of next year. And I think we're gonna have like a few special surprises, I think, for the end of this year in terms of releases. But I think we're all gonna kind of group up and really try to get everything kind of squared away in terms of actual music release for next year and just start kind of hammering away on the 8-week single cycle.
Beautiful cycle.
If there's something I can put out in the universe as a potential thing, I don't know what it's going to take, but could we potentially see a song of RoZY with a vocal feature from Joan Jett?
There we go.
That would be crazy.
I do think Zoe would actually cry.
I would. Yeah, I really, really would.
I need
Like,
her contact.
There we go.
Let's just spam her.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
really annoying.
Be like, hey, I'm the girl you talked to that one time.
That
Yeah.
one time.
I have a picture with you holding my CD.
Many moons ago.
Many moons ago. I was blonde.
Yeah.
That's how long.
Wow.
Net.
That is definitely a long time ago. I only ever remember Zoe with red hair. That's it.
Yeah, bro. I was
See?
like maybe 14, 13.
Yeah.
This was when you
Baby.
played at the Toyota Center with the Who.
The Who.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Did you get like passes to see her?
Yeah, one of my he's like my quote unquote godfather. His name is Phil. And he was her like visual, like, you know when you go to a concert and they have the video screens playing?
Mm-hmm.
He does that.
He, like,
And he was-
switches the-
Yeah, and he was touring with Joan Jett and he was like, you want to meet her? I was like, please. So
That's-
I brought my little Daisy Rock. I had my CD. We talked to her for like a second. And the guy was trying to move it along. And she's like, no. She's like, this is the reason for my existence. Please continue. I was like,
Very cool.
She's sweet.
That's super sick.
The original cool girl.
yeah, amazing.
Now bring it full circle and be like, yeah, you said this is the reason for your existence. You know what? Look at what's happened all these years later, and we got an idea. Want to make a dream come true?
Yeah. I bet she would.
Yeah.
I bet she
You gotta
would.
use her words.
Yeah, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Gotta use her words. Well, friends, I got one more question before we wrap this up. I asked you this question last time, and I'm gonna do it again because it's always so much fun. I usually limit to 3, but we've got 4 of you, so we're gonna go with 4. 1 for each of you. Gotta limit it to 1 each because otherwise we're gonna be here all night. But between the 4 of you, can you each name me a band or artist that you love that you would love to see more people get into right now?
Word.
Wrist.
Go first.
I know who you're gonna say already.
Oh, but he's like popping off right now.
Oh yeah.
He's popping
Talking
off
about
right
McGee?
now. Yeah, McGee. I'm talking about.
First of all, he's on Bieber.
He is on that,
Yeah,
right?
He produced
I
it.
knew it.
He
I
produced
knew it.
it.
My sister was like,
Both of them. I
my
think.
sister was like, because he sounds like knockoff McGee, and I was like, that boy's on that album. That boy's on that album.
That's crazy.
Let me try to think really
Want
fast.
me to plug my
Yeah.
worship?
Plug your
Okay.
playlist.
I just listened to worship music, but we were talking about this. I was like, guys, I still don't have an answer for this man. He's gonna ask us tomorrow what songs I listen to, and that's literally what I listen to all day. But this is the playlist. Hold on, can you see? It's called Worship Songs That Slap Hard. Okay, it goes so hard. Okay, I love because there's live versions of the music, and I resonate with those, and so everyone should go listen to this playlist.
Mine would be my homies in Starbenders. They're from Atlanta, Georgia. They are glam pop, like rock. It's Chef's Kiss. They're wonderful.
Very nice.
Very sweet. Kimmy has an incredible voice. If you are a fan of female vocalists, like, yes, she kills it. Would definitely recommend them.
Yeah, they have a really cool live show.
Yeah,
they do a really good job.
So good. Very good.
I'm like Instagram friends with this dude in Houston. I have yet to actually meet him, and I'm like, dude, we gotta jam. Because I've seen him like on live stuff, and he freaking shreds, dude. And his music is not shreddy at all. It's kind of like indie pop, but yeah, he goes by Azul.
Azul.
He's showing it too.
Yeah, I wanna play a show with him. He's sick.
Okay, I have one. My little sister is friends with this band from San Diego, and they're called Daring Greatly.
Oh yeah.
And they're like a really sick country rock group they're from Canada. And so I think they go up and they tour up there and everything, but I've seen them a few times live, and they're really cool. So a little different kind of genre, but they're really sick. So there's my plug. I feel good about that one.
That was a good plug.
That is a good plug, and instead of getting 4, I got 3, and for the first time, instead of getting an artist suggestion, I got a playlist suggestion.
You gotta listen to it, dude.
She's a curator. Visionary.
What makes it even crazier is because like you said, Molly, it's like this question was gonna come up. You knew it was happening, and you didn't even you answered the question away. I didn't even expect it to be answered.
Okay, thank God. That's literally I literally had a conversation with them. I was like, God,
yeah, we were at rehearsal.
Psycho. What do I do? They were like, okay, what do you listen to? I'm like, this playlist. I'm like, that's it. They were like, duh, just say the playlist. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah.
Yeah, so when I make it's gonna be crazy when I make like the little cut up short for this. It'll be like I'll have the name of the playlist on there.
Yeah.
You know that curator's gonna be happy.
Yeah.
The curator better be happy as long as he sees it or she sees it.
Right. Exactly.
Why is it increase?
So you never know. We might end up seeing a curator make another playlist and end up putting RoZY on there. We'll see what happens.
Never know. Hey.
You never know. Well, friends, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast again for the 5th time, which is still absolutely unreal. I want to thank you for taking the time, and we're going to close this episode out with 3 things I'm pretty sure you're all aware. First things first, we got a brand new EP called Welcome to the Show coming out on August 22nd. We got plenty of live shows from RoZY coming up, and we're hoping for a Midwest run sometime at the end of 2025 or in 2026. So in order to be able to make sure you're following along with them, follow along with the whole entire story of the Row Bus. On top of that, knowing when the EP is releasing, knowing when everything's going to be out there for, and of course, when more new music's coming out, when more shows are coming out, and how to support them, Go link strip the podcast floor. It says find RoZY online. Links for everything are going to be there, so you are not going to miss out on anything. I'm going to do all the searching for you. I'm going to be your Google. Do not let me down, and go follow along with RoZY. Now it's time for number 2. I have told you that when I see From Live for the first time, that the first round would be on me. I've said it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I'm going to go bankrupt the first time I see you. This is at 5 right now.
Listen.
We're not that crazy.
We're gonna cash it. We're gonna cash it this year. Within the next year, 365 days, we need to cash that.
Also, yeah, we're not. For being quote unquote rock stars, we so don't live that part of rock star lifestyle. So I promise you, we'll keep it to 1.
But I do think, considering we do have to turn up for this exact moment.
Right. Okay. You know what? All right.
Hey, you know what? We did it before.
So Twisted Teas.
It was scary.
You know what? This is what I hope, that because I've done this before, and this could easily happen. We could do it one of 2 ways. And if you play at depending on the venue that you play, what we could do is all of a sudden it's like, okay, after the show, you get a knock on the robust door, and it's like, who is it? Oh, it's Kevin. And there he is, just has a bunch of shit with him, like, hey, I'm paying up. Or I had to have Damon from Of Virtue. I had to pay up on him. He's been on the episode podcast either 3 or 4 times at this point. I think it's 4. Yeah, I think it's 4. And when I saw them perform live for the first time, he doesn't drink, but he likes the Topo Chico seltzers, the non-alcoholic ones. I brought him 2 full cases into the venue. The venue didn't stop me. I just brought it to him, and he's just like, this is awesome, man.
There we go, man.
Bro, that is a real one. Yeah, I love that.
So you never know what might happen. You might get like a huge delivery of Twisted Tea. You might get a huge delivery of something incredibly wacky. You might get a huge delivery of little tiny hands that just have the pinky finger up. I don't know.
Yes. Pinky's up for RoZY.
That would be so fun.
Chuck him out the crowd.
They'd be like, what?
Be like, listen, if you know, you know.
If you know.
Honestly, you might see me just chuck him out in the crowd myself. That could easily happen.
Yeah, dude.
We'd be down.
Throwing them like beach balls.
Exactly. Exactly. But now it's time for number 3 as we bring this to a conclusion. I can end this by saying goodbye because I really, really, really want to see you guys live at some point soon and pay up on those 5 times. Plus, 5 times on the podcast is nuts. We're going to get to 6 at some point. It's going to happen. We just don't know when, but it's going to happen. So we'll see you again on the podcast soon. This is not goodbye, friends. This is I'll see you later. Well, folks, my interview with RoZY. Now it's time for Kevin's final thought. 5 times on the podcast. Think about that. 5 times. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4, but 5 total for RoZY. We first had him back on the podcast in 2020, I believe. Maybe 2021, I'm not entirely sure, but it was back then, and we've been on pretty much every year since. What amazes me is the fact that, like, I remember interviewing Molly and Zoe, and this was when they were, like, really, really young. It still stands out to me where there was something there. You just didn't. They were young. They needed to find time to really cultivate their sound and continue building up on it. And as time has gone on, you see some of the pieces start coming and seeing where their power really comes from as musicians. I saw it on One for All back with the Crybaby EP because it had that anthemic drive that really fit that anime opening, and it had like that catchiness to it that you really wanted to sit into. In the middle on this brand new EP shows how well Molly can drive a song with her drumming, but how well Brandon and Eris can really pull out a lot of differential pieces with that guitar work. Zoe has always had a very unique vocal style that really fits with that rebel rock feel to it, especially from a female fronted side. And Sweetheart absolutely shows how great it can really be. And that's the song that really stands out here for me. It's insane seeing the growth of RoZY and seeing where they are as musicians. And now I want to see that growth happen, especially on the audience side. I want to see them finally make their way up to the Midwest. I finally want to see them play live and come on the podcast for a 6th time. I want to thank the friends in RoZY for being on the podcast today. Go find them in the description of the podcast below. Link symbols for everything where you can find them, where you can find the EP, where you can find them at a show, where you can just support them. Follow us on the Chord Progression Podcast, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Links to the podcast below. Subscribe button for our YouTube channel is right down here. If you're watching these episodes, Spotify and Apple Podcasts, the follow button or subscribe button. Hit the like button up so I'll push in the algorithm. I want to thank everybody for listening, and that's going to be for me today. Thank you for watching and listening to the Chord Progression Podcast. My name is Kevin, and you guys know how I end every single one. I'm the big, healthy, and hearty. See ya! Yeah.